In high school basketball, we've seen a ton of great prospects, but not quite like this. Sometimes we can look at a player and be like, okay, he's for sure going to be the next superstar at the next level. But with saying that, that's still even rare itself and it's not common. You get the point. It's about every 1 to 4 or every 1 in 5 years where we have that superstar caliber player. That's why people get mad when you say, oh, he's the next LeBron, he's the next Kobe, or he's the next Jordan. People get mad because they know you only find one of those players every 10 to 20 years. I say all that to say this: in the previous recruiting class, we have not one player that can live up to those expectations, but we probably have 2. And the debate about these guys isn't even, oh, are they going to be the next superstar? We know that. The question is, how good can they actually get? What's good, guys? Hope you're having a blessed day. Just wanted to drop by and say, if you love basketball content, what are you doing? Join the family, hit that subscribe button, road to 90K, and leave a like for more. And without further ado, let's dive straight into it. In the 2020 recruiting class, we had a guy who was the unanimous #1 overall player. You can just rave on and on about this guy, but what everyone fell in love with was his body build. In high school, he was listed at 6'7", 215 pounds, and oh yeah, he was a point guard. A 6'7" point guard. That's crazy. And he wasn't skinny either, he's pretty buff. And the way the modern NBA is going and leaning towards having a bigger point guard, he's the perfect prospect. If you haven't figured out who we're talking about, it's Cunningham. I'm not gonna say the gap between him and the #2 overall player was far, but it wasn't even close. And ESPN recruiters, analysts, and people everywhere were arguing and saying if he could have went to the NBA, he would make a strong case for the #1 pick. Even to this day, I'm pretty sure people would tell you the same thing. They would have picked him #1 even though he's just coming out of high school. That's a little basic information on Cunningham. Let's talk about our other player. For Cade, like I said, he was the #1 overall player in his class. That was until Mr. Jalen Green decided to reclassify to the class of 2020. When Jalen made this move, he actually jumped Cade in the rankings, so he was the #1 player. I don't have to talk too much about Jalen's game. We all know what he can do. He's 6'5", 180, and he was a 5-star recruit. And that's what he was listed at in high school. I've heard he's gained 10 to 15 pounds of muscle since then, so he's gotten even bigger. When he was in the class of 2021, people were already saying he's going to be the #1 pick and it's not going to be close. However, when he decided to reclassify, this created a big stir up. Everyone started arguing who should be #1, Jalen or Cade, and it's a pretty even debate. I gotta say, and you can let me know what you think about this in the comment section, but you really can't argue with who you put at #1 because they're that good. You can make valid points for Green and you can also make good points for Cade. It's not one of those cases where you can be like, oh, it should be Cade. You just really wouldn't be mad with either one. I guess the word I'm looking for is you would be content with it. No matter who you're a fan of more, you could understand why one player was ahead of the other. Anyways, continuing on, Green started up the big question about who's going to be the #1 pick when they can go to the NBA. And then, since he reclassified, it even had people talking about would Jalen be picked over Cade in the up-and-coming draft if he could go out of high school? Here's the thing, and I need to state this. I don't think you guys quite understand how special both of these players are. They were both #1 players in their class in high school, and then when they reclassified, they were 1 and 2. And we'll talk about this a little later in this video, but they're arguably going to be the #1 and #2 overall picks. Getting drafted high is a great achievement and a great day, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't go out there and produce and show why you got drafted that high. The way it's looking, and as of right now, this could change because you know how it is. Someone could get hurt, but as of when I'm making this video, all the mock drafts have Cade Cunningham going #1 and Jalen Green going #2. Like I said, you can make a case for either one of these guys going 1 or 2, but we're not going to talk about that. Cade and Green may just be the best 2 high school players we've ever seen in the same class. They're so high on the mock drafts, and people were talking about drafting them #1 in high school for this one reason. This may be a controversial statement, but I'm just giving you the facts. Not one of them, but both of these guys are literally an impossible bust type of player. They're not going to be a bust. They're just not. And I think it would be controversial to say they could be. I know I've said it a lot, but I'm going to continue to say it and emphasize it. They're just that special. And by special, I'm not talking about they're going to make a couple all-star games and have a pretty good NBA career. They have the potential to be the next great one, and I'm talking about a Kobe, LeBron, or Jordan. Am I saying they're going to be as good as them? No, I said they have the potential to be. They're both super athletic, have high IQ, and know the game very well. And here's the thing what separates them and why people are so high on them. Look at Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron. They all have one major thing in common. They're super athletic, pretty tall for their positions and they are very skilled. Look at Kobe, he was roughly 6'7". Look at Jordan, he was roughly 6'6". The same thing goes for Jalen and Cunningham. Cunningham's 6'7" and Jalen's roughly right there. When you're talking about a franchise type of player, these are the guys. People right now are a little higher on Cunningham just for the fact that he's an absolute monster. They don't make too many 225 6'7" beasts out there that can also fly in the air. And oh yeah, we can't forget to throw in there that he can shoot the 3-ball. And as athletic as Cade is, Jalen's even more athletic. I just couldn't imagine or picture either of these guys flopping. I could be wrong, let me know what you think in the comments. You want to know something else that's very scary about Jalen Green? It's the fact that he really wasn't even a good shooter in high school. He didn't have the best handles in the world, and it's been rumored around that he's working on all of that. So just imagine how lethal he's going to be when he gets that jump shot and handles on lockdown. I'm not going to speak on Cade too much because he is the more polished one out of the guys, but all I'm going to say is he's a little more athletic version of Luka Doncic. Whoever gets either of these guys, you're going to be getting a flat out star, and that's at the bare minimum. I can't wait to see what they do at the next level because I really think they're going to thrive in the NBA system. But hey, who knows? They could be a bust. Let me know in the comment section. With all that being said though, that's going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you're new to the channel, what are you doing? I see you. You're not subscribed. Join the family. Hit that subscribe button and leave a like for more. And as always, let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.